The avoidant person approaches relationships like a psychological minefield, constantly testing whether someone is safe enough to allow closer. When they secretly want someone in their life, their behavior becomes paradoxically more challenging rather than more welcoming. These tests emerge from their deep seated fear that anyone who gets too close will either abandon them or suffocate their autonomy. Their unconscious mind creates elaborate scenarios designed to assess whether their potential partner possesses the emotional strength, patience, and boundaries necessary to navigate their complex internal landscape without triggering their deepest wounds. They withdraw to see if you'll chase. The avoidant person creates distance after moments of closeness, pulling back emotionally or physically to observe their partner's response. This withdrawal serves as a critical test of whether their partner will react with anxious pursuit or calm acceptance. They want someone who respects their need for space without interpreting it as rejection, someone who maintains their own emotional equilibrium rather than becoming destabilized by the avoidant person's need for distance. This pattern reveals their internal conflict between wanting someone who cares enough to stay but respects them enough to allow freedom. They fear both abandonment and engulfment equally, creating an impossible standard where their partner must demonstrate investment without displaying neediness. The withdrawal tests whether their partner can tolerate uncertainty and emotional distance without becoming demanding or desperate, qualities that would trigger the avoidant person's fear of being trapped or controlled. They provoke to assess your emotional stability. The avoidant person engages in behaviors designed to trigger emotional reactions, testing whether their partner will remain composed or become reactive and volatile. They may say something deliberately hurtful, cancel plans without explanation, or display indifference at crucial moments. These provocations serve as assessments of their partner's emotional regulation and capacity to maintain boundaries under stress. They need to know their partner won't crumble, retaliate, or become emotionally unstable when faced with difficult behavior. This testing reveals their fear of being with someone who cannot handle their emotional complexity and defensive mechanisms. They unconsciously seek partners strong enough to withstand their worst moments without either abandoning them or becoming wounded and resentful. The provocation tests whether their partner possesses the emotional maturity to see through their defenses and respond with strength rather than matching their dysfunction with equivalent chaos. They create obstacles to connection. The avoidant person systematically constructs barriers to intimacy, making themselves difficult to reach, unavailable at key moments, or unresponsive to emotional bids. These obstacles function as tests of their partner's persistence and genuine interest. They want to know whether someone will continue investing in the connection despite receiving minimal encouragement or reciprocation. This pattern stems from their belief that anyone truly committed will push through resistance rather than giving up at the first sign of difficulty. The obstacles also serve a deeper psychological function, proving to themselves that they are wanted for who they truly are rather than for the persona they present. By making connection difficult, they ensure that anyone who persists genuinely values them beyond surface level attraction or convenience. However, this creates a cruel paradox where they push away the very people they hope will stay. They test your independence and self-sufficiency. The avoidant person carefully observes whether their partner maintains their own life, interests, and identity separate from the relationship. They create situations that reveal whether their partner has healthy boundaries and emotional self-sufficiency, or whether they will become dependent and clingy. This test stems from their terror of being responsible for another person's emotional well-being and happiness, fearing that dependency will lead to resentment and entrapment. They need evidence that their partner can thrive independently, neither requiring constant attention nor making the avoidant person the center of their emotional universe.